Auzubillahi minash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Shoaib Khan and welcome to Maxafter.com's another exciting tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be using the plugin called Element 3D by Video Copilot, and this is what we'll be doing. So are you guys ready? Let's start the tutorial. Right, first thing first, let's go and create a new comp for you guys, and that is, if you go to composition, new composition, and create 1280 by 720, and let's call it tuts, and let's make it like 10 seconds or probably 12, and press OK. So here we are in a new composition. Let's go and add a new solid layer. You layer new solid, and let's call it Element 3D and click OK. Let's go and load element. You can also load it from here. You can type element, or you can load it from here as well. Effects and Video Copilot, effects, Video Copilot, and element. Right now it's loaded, but we can't see anything because we have to go to scene setup to load it up. So we go to scene setup, and here in scene setup we have got models. Let's go to primitive models first and add the model for a UFO, which is this one, triangle ball. Let's load this one, and this one's on group 1. Now let's load the second one. For that we'll go to starter pack, and here we will load the one that says flashlight, and the flashlight, let's put it to group 2. So the triangle ball is in group 1 and flashlight is in group 2. Right now let's click OK. Our models are loaded. Let's go and add a camera, layer, new camera, and let's make it like 28 millimeters. Click OK. Now here let's load the camera. Press C on your keyboard, or you can also toggle the camera from here, orbit camera tool. So we got both our models. You can see the flashlight. And now let's go to element, and here let's go to group 2. Remember, group 2 was flashlight, so let's go and replicate it, particle replicator. Let's count it to 6, and replicator shape to sphere. So now we've got our flashlights around the ball. Let's go and change the rotation of the flashlights. Go to rotation, and here you rotate it to -90, and also the size, let's say turn down the size a little bit. Scale shape, right. Now go to group 1 and particle look. Here we'll just scale down the ball a little bit. Right. Let's go back to group 2 and just move it back a little bit more. Right. So we've got our 2 models, Now let's go back to scene setup to add the other models as well. Now let's go to primitives, and here we'll load tube bevel. Also go and load from icons this gear. So we've got this tube, let's put it to group 3, and we have got this gear, let's put it to group 4. and turn off 1, 2. So the ball is group 1, flashlight group 2, tube bevel 3, and gear 4. So press OK. So now let's go and first fix the group 3. Replicator, do the same thing, 6, and sphere and size. Go to particle look and size it down, you know, it's too big. Let's make it 2 or something. And just change the rotation to 90. Right, and go to shape, scale, and let's put it there somewhere. Right, now let's go to group 4, do the same thing, 6, sphere, and go to particle look and size, let's turn it down to 2 or something, and let's make it 1.5. So we want it to be smaller than the tube. Let's go to scale and let's scale it down here somewhere. Let's make it a bit bigger, you know, so that it just exactly fits there. So that's okay. Right. So save your work as well. Now let's go to group 2 and just want to move it out a little bit, you know, there somewhere. Right, now let's go back to group 4 and particle look, rotation, and just rotate it, you know, in Z direction. Let's put a small expression here, Alt and click here and just write time times 75. Render it and see you can see the gear, you know, moving in action. Now let's go and animate the rest, and yeah, so animate the surface offset, you know. So basically our animation starts from let's say in 1 second here, and we don't want to see any of this, you know, till 1 second. So now just put a keyframe here for offset. Yeah, and press U. So we've got a keyframe here. Okay, now right, let's move it like a bit forward, this one, and put a new keyframe here, which is -1.2. And this one, right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease if you can't see it. So it's here, and let's move forward like 1, 2, 3 frames, and just animate it back inside. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, animate it up, you know, let's see. So that's fine. So it's appearing. And now, okay, when it's here somewhere, we want our other animation of the tube to start, which is group 3. Do the same thing here. Put a keyframe to surface, press U to reveal the keyframes, bring it, okay, move forward, move this frame forward here somewhere, roughly there, and just move it back inside, you know, there. So right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease. So basically it eases out, you know, like that. Now it's here, so 1, 2, 3, and let's move it back inside there somewhere. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's move it out like there, and let's go and see how it looks. So far so good. Right, so when it reaches here, we want our flashlights to come out as well. Now, so we do the same thing for the flashlights. Surface offset, you know, So when it's here, put a keyframe for surface offset, press U to reveal the keyframe, move it forward here somewhere, and so you don't want to see it, you know, and so keyframe assistant easies, and let's go and see how it looks. So as you can see, we can see a piece of the flashlight. So let's move it back, you know, there. Right, still showing up, so let's move it back, you know, there. So by showing on the other side, so it's alright. We'll scale it down, and let's go and scale it down, you know, scale of it is, let's put a keyframe for particle size. For the flashlight, press U. I hope you guys are following me. It's just, you know, simple procedure of scaling it down and animating it in and out, you know. So we want it to be this size, right? And when it comes out, so let's scale it down to 0 when it starts. So right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease, and let's bring it out here somewhere. Save your work. Right, now I just want to put a wiggle expression to it. Now, so for that, offset surface, Alt and click offset surface for group 2, right, which is a flashlight. So let's put wiggle and 21. Now you'll see that we keep on moving, you know, like that. Right, now let's go to world transform, and on rotation, world rotation, just want it to wiggle the world rotation as well. So wiggle, actually just turn to 550. Right, and the wiggle for Y rotation, so wiggle, same thing, 550, and the wiggle for Z, Alt and click, wiggle 150. Right, now let's see how it looks. So as you can see, it's wiggling, but that's a bit fast, so let's move it to 10. Just make it 10 here. Right, and also let's turn on the motion blur for it and see how it looks. So as you can see, it's coming in action. Right, now let's go and change some other settings. Go to render settings. Let's give it a nice ambient occlusion shadow. Right, and let's make it like this one, 3 and 10. Let's change to 1. Right, also environment show background, and go to lights. Use I used Starlight lights, you know, so this looks cool. Right, as you can see, now let's go and animate, you know. Right, so we'll animate the world transform, put keyframes for world positions and press U. And so when it reaches here, when it's on frame 0, we want it to, you know, go to this side. Just one right click, keyframe assistant, easy if you can't see it. So just animating. Right, so it's coming straight, so it's coming straight, so just want it to move a little bit, you know. So now it's coming like in projectile motion. Right, it's nice looking, cool. Also put keyframes for camera position. So it reaches here. So when it's here, actually it should be here, you know. So it reaches here. I want it to be, you know, like this, and it's here again, you know, it goes back up like that. So save your work. So you can see how cool it looks, you know, with the camera background and all that, you know. Right, so now let's go and add our last element piece, which are the bullets. Go to setup, and here let's add icon primitives. Go to primitives and capsule, and go to presets. I want it to be like gold basic color, and there's the capsule. I just want to put it to frame 5, group 5. Press OK. Right, do the same thing. Replicator 6 from point to sphere, and particle look. Let's make it small, like 2 or something, and rotation. Let's just change this to 90. Right now, so when it reaches here, I want it to start firing, you know. So do the same thing here. You go to surface. So right now they are inside. Put a keyframe there and press U so that to reveal the keyframes. And for example, it comes here somewhere, so it loads up like here and move forward, and it fires, you know. So they fire. Right. So right click, keyframe assistant, ease. Just leave this one as it is. Right. Now let's see how it looks. So now basically it's firing one time, you know. So but we want it to be, you know, fired again and again. So for that we can't just add more groups, you know. So we'll add a small expression, which is loop out cycle. So we click Alt and we write loop out brackets comma cycle brackets, and now let's see how it looks. So now it's firing again and again, you know. You can see this loading up and it's firing. Right, so let's make it a bit, you know, smaller. The bullets, you know. So for the bullets, let's make it smaller. So I don't want to see them all of them here, you know. So probably when they fill up these lines, they look very nice. Most of the job is done, and now if you render and see how it looks. So it's firing up, it's firing, loading up and firing. Right, so now we want to see a good point where it's firing towards the camera, for example, probably this one, and then we will, you know, basically slow-mo it, slow motion, right? Now let's make a comp out of this one, right? And call it 002 tuts, right? And put this one in pre-comps. So now we are here, and so it comes here somewhere, and let's say when it reaches here, I want it to be slow motion. So let's control edit split layer and till here, edit split layer, and the middle one, let's make it like stretch it 800 times and click OK and move this one forward, So now let's render and you'll see how it looks. Now you can see in slow motion. That looks amazing. See? Now let's control D this one, duplicate, make it add, and put an ellipse tool, mask it out. I just want to have an impact of light when it fires, and press F on your keyboard, right? So when it fires, basically T opacity, turn it down to 0, and so when it fires here, I want it to be 100 and goes back to 0, right? So impact, press F, right? Also go to layer, new adjustment layer, and call it heat wave. Go to effect and we go distort, and if you can't see it, turbulent displacement. So it's turbulent displacement. So when it comes here, I want it to displace, So edit split layer, delete it, and here edit split layer, delete it. So this is the portion we want it to distort. So right now it's 50, so let's say just make it, we can make it 50, but when it starts here I want it to be 0, right? And when it comes here I want it to be 50, the heat wave, and then go back to 0 like that. So now you see. So, and also let's mask it out. This is the portion I just want it to distort, not the rest. Right now you can see. Right, so it starts a bit earlier, let's say here somewhere, and T this one also, let's reveal the keyframes, move them forward, right. And this one, the rest I added, this is the comp. I added a few other things, which was smoke and sparks, the usual things, that I always add, CC particles. So I'm gonna just copy paste it from here. So Control C and go to touch and Control V, right? So the sparks are usually, CC particles that I've done in my other tutorials many times, so you can also look into those tutorials. Right, so sparks, now let's move the position here of the sparks, press E, CC particles, and let's go to producer and move the sparks here somewhere. Right, and also the smoke as well, same, I've created from CC particles, go to producer, and I'm just gonna move it here somewhere. Right, now if you'll see how it looks. So it comes a bit earlier. So I want to start it from here actually. Right when it's coming out. Also, let's start these two, you know. Turbulence starts a bit earlier as well, so let's just start from here. Let's end it quickly. Got a frame. So that looks cool. Now go to layer new, adjustment layer, and you just put some curves here. And let's go to green color and just move it up a little bit, you know. So have you got this green touch? Right. So pretty easy, but you know, the stuff that you can achieve with Element 3D is just amazing. So you can look at my other file, you know, this one I've spent more time on it, and it looks cool as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Once again, my name is Shoaib Khan from Maxafter.com. Assalamu alaikum, and peace be on all of you.